All right, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we're working on the camper. All right, so we are getting ready to take a couple little mini camping trips here and there towards the end of the summer here, and I need to get the old RV or camper ready to go. And so there's lots of things that I like to do every year, and some things that are just broken we need to fix, things I like to update and just kind of get things ready. Every year there's just maintenance and things to do. Campers don't really hold a lot of value when you buy them brand new, but when you buy them used like we did, I mean, this is a 1990, we bought it for I think $2,000, probably, I don't know, what is it, 8 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, something like that. And it's probably still worth $2,000. Might even be worth more because we've kind of updated a few things. And so, you know, RVs really don't hold a lot of value, but if you keep them nice, if you buy them used and you just kind of keep up with them, keep fixing things and repairing things, they can hold their value pretty well. And so we want to keep things as nice as possible. So let me take you and kind of show you what is going on and what we're going to be fixing up today. One of the things we need to take care of is this. This has been bothering me for a long time. The handle broke off. This is the drain for the water tank. Handle broke off it probably 2 years ago, and I've just been using my Leatherman to turn it on and off. And you can just see it's all dry rotted and it's just falling apart. It's, in fact, probably break right off here if yeah. So this needs to be replaced, obviously. We're gonna get that fixed. I've got a new one I've actually had for 2 years, and I just haven't put it on. So we're gonna get this taken off and fixed. Look at that 90s upholstery, isn't that beautiful? A water pump in here is no longer functioning. And so basically what this RV has is it's got a big water tank right here underneath the couch. And then we've got a little 12-volt water pump. That water pump just keeps the I guess the lines pressurized, and so you can use your faucets and your toilets and all that kind of good stuff just off of a battery, of course, or if you're plugged in. And that has gone bad. It stopped working. It worked off and on for a while here and there, but that definitely needs to be replaced. So I have a new one that I bought off of Amazon, of course, and we'll put that in and see how well that gets us up and running. Another thing I like to do is as the bulbs burn out in these little overhead, little dome lights, got the old incandescent bulbs in there, they're super hot and draw a bunch of power. We replace those with LEDs. And so we've got some new LEDs we'll be popping in there and getting most of these updated with new ones today. The new one is a different model number, but it looks like it's a little bit better. Hopefully it doesn't take too much power or anything. But they don't sell the one that was in here back in 1990. I'm assuming that's the original pump that's in here, so we'll see how well this one works. The new one actually has some rubber grommets on the bottom of it, which means that the screw holes are in a different place, but man, is that going to help for vibration. It is quite noisy, the old one was, because it was mounted right directly to the floor. So this one hopefully will be a little quieter. All right, well, it looks a lot better, and I'm really liking those rubber grommets. I think that's going to hold it in there nice and securely and make it nice and quiet. So it looks like this has dual sizes, like you can put the smaller size on. This is the right size here. I think as long as I get it all the way in there, I'll push that hose onto it real good, and hopefully we can get that hose clamp on it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back and clean all this up around here. I got the sealant in my dirty hands all around here, so we'll have to clean it up. It looks awful, but so far it looks like it's working, so that's good. Oh, no leaks so far. All right, so it's up to full pressure right now. It's not really much quieter, but maybe I can get an expansion tank for this. It's got much better water flow than it did before. That's pumping out quite a bit of water right there. Yeah, that's really good. Wow. So we gotta unwinterize everything, so you can turn the bypass off, which will fill up the hot water tank. All right, that is not good right there. Something certainly broke. All right, so this is the water heater bypass, and it looks like this, I don't know if you can see down here, this fitting right here just popped out. And I'm not really sure why. And it looks like the clamp is still really tight on it and everything. It just popped out of there. So what we're gonna have to do is, I can't really force it back in, it just won't go back in. So I'm gonna have to take this fitting off and try to remove that, and then maybe get a hose clamp for it. I'm not sure. So, but we got quite a bit of water spraying out in here. I'm not sure if it was because the pump's more powerful, if it's too much pressure, or if there was some freezing in there that happened. I did winterize this with RV antifreeze and everything, but so I'm not sure why I did that, but I'm glad it happened now and not while we're camping. Well, this is what we have, and I took these metal, they're almost like PEX clamps. They must have just never really seen these before on water tubing, but they're kind of like a pressure clamp, like a cinch clamp kind of. I always keep this, I've got an old coffee can. I did a video on this, one of my first videos actually, probably first maybe 15 videos I did. I keep a bunch of these coffee cans, and I just keep different things in them. So there's a little chalkboard thing on here. This one has 1/2-inch fittings in it and a whole bunch of other junk. But this is always handy, so I don't have to run to the hardware store all the time. Keep a bunch of things in here. And I know I've got a bunch of hose clamps and things in here, so let's see if we can find something that will fit on here. It's a little bit big. There we go. So we got a winner. Put that fitting back on there and clamp it down, and we should be good to go. Okay, well, let's try this again. All right, that's up to pressure. No leaks. So these dome lights in here, of course, have the old incandescent type bulbs, and I'll let that one cool down because, man, those things get hot, and that's one of the reasons I want to change these out. So what I've got is these LEDs, these Cobb LEDs. They fit right in here, the old 12 volts, and we're going to replace most of these lights with these Cobb types. So let's see how they look. I've got you can get these different color temperatures. I got the real white light on these because I like that a little bit better. It just looks a little cleaner, and so it just has a nicer look to it versus the yellowy light. Is yellowy a word? So this is our new LED, and this is the old incandescent. So brightness is about the same, and I just grabbed a 10-pack of these off of Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description. You can get them, again, you can get them in this yellow color temperature, the 2700 Kelvin, or you can get them in the 65 or 6000 Kelvin, which I think is what this is, the more white light. So you can get whatever color temperature you want. I think they have a few options in between that are kind of a little bit of both. So, but man, these things are going to be nice in here. You can see that these are looking like they're no longer serviceable, so we're gonna have to maybe next year get these replaced too. I've got 3 3 of these vents on the top of the RV here, and it looks like they've seen their day. So all I'm trying to do here is just clean this up a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. Ideally, we would use like alcohol or something like that evaporates real quick, but this really needed to be just washed. This whole roof could be washed really, but the idea is just to get this most of this algae and whatever else is growing up here cleaned up, and then I can put that new self-leveling caulk. I'll put a real wide, band of it up here and let it just fill in here. And that'll seal up any cracks in the old stuff and help to seal up the edges inside and outside. And like I said, next year I'm going to have to replace all these vents anyway. For the roof here, we're all ready to go. The roof's dried off. It's actually the next day. So I let it get nice and dry up there. We're ready to put the sealant on, and I got this 502 self-leveling sealant. This is the stuff that I got. I ordered it off Amazon. It seems to get pretty good ratings, and this is I think this is what a lot of the pros use. So I am no pro, but I'll act like one today. So I got 4 bottles of it. It wasn't super cheap. I think it was, I want to say it was like 20 bucks or 30 bucks or something like that for all 4 of these. But I don't know if I'll need all 4 of them to seal up what I need to seal up today, but I definitely don't want to run short. One of the stupid things I never paid attention to when I first started doing DIY stuff, that these caulk guns, they have all the things you need. I was always cutting it with scissors and poking screwdrivers and hangers and stuff in here, but this has a nice little cutoff. You get a nice wide nozzle, and then it's got the little poker here, so we can poke a bunch of holes in the seal. And then we're ready to go. Well, I started off thinking I was going to have plenty of this stuff, but I started off putting it on really heavy, and I think that I probably could have used another bottle, and then I could have really poured it on there. I was trying to really just coat, real thick everything, but a little bit each here. Just don't want water in here once it starts leaking. Once you get water in that roof and the wood and everything else, it just starts rotting things away, and sometimes you won't even notice it until the damage is done, and then you've got a big problem on your hands. That looks pretty darn good. Everything's sealed up real well. The front edge of it here is it's a goopy mess. This stuff is super thick, so it's a little bit different than just like silicone or something, and you're supposed to just kind of put it on and let it kind of flatten out and let it level out. I mean, it's self-leveling caulk. That's basically what it's supposed to do. I think if the sun were out, it would probably help a little bit. It's a little cooler today, but I wasn't able to do anything around the air conditioner because I can't get underneath it. It must be sealed in a different way. I can't quite tell, and there's no caulk around it, so I'm assuming that's sealed differently. And then this vent here has this cover on it, and I really didn't bother getting in around that. The caulk actually that's in there underneath it has been kind of shielded from the sun. It looks a little better anyway, and so I just left that alone. But every year I try to get up here and just check it out and seal up some some more things and add a little more caulk to it. Well, I feel good about the roof. It's nice to get up there and check things out. It's my biggest fear with this thing being that it's so old is that, you know, it's sitting out here in storage. We only use it a couple times a year and the roof starts leaking and, you know, we come out here and get ready to go camping or something and you've got, you know, a mess, and that's what I want to avoid. So I try to keep up with this stuff. There's always a few things that I like to improve or repair or replace every year. Maybe just take $100 and put it into it. You know, get some little things fixed that are broken, update things a little bit. We've even talked about like getting the wallpaper out of there and like repainting things and just kind of updating stuff like that. You wouldn't think so looking at this thing, but this is actually a pretty decent little camper for how old it is. And we upgraded from a pop-up to this, and man, does that make the world of difference. We can pack everything in here, all of our dishes and even the kids' clothes, and everything has a spot in there, and then when it comes time to go camping, we're ready to go. Everything's pretty much packed in there. Usually we have to, you know, maybe wash some sheets and bedding and stuff like that, and pack our food in there, and then we just take off. More camping stuff coming out soon. How do we get away with all these animals? That's the real question. What do we do to have fun and relax and do some things other than work? So we'll take you guys along for some of that. The LED bulbs and the self-leveling caulk both were bought on Amazon, and I'll put links in the description if you're interested in checking either of those things out. If you have a camper, get out there and take care of it. Seal it up. Make sure your roof is sealed. Most important thing you can do with a pop-up or a trailer or a fifth wheel or whatever is make sure it doesn't leak over the years. That's the number one thing I can recommend for people. So don't forget to hit thumbs up on the video, guys, and as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.